up, everyone? Welcome to the Bench Podcast. My name is Joey, joined as always by brother, co-host Angel. What up, dog?
What's up? It's good to be back. I missed the chair.
Welcome back.
Yep, someone tried to take my spot. Didn't hold it.
Yep, Terrell sat there for an episode.
What's up, T?
I think what you meant to say is thank you.
Thanks,
While
Terrell.
you were out, he sat in your chair.
I got so defensive.
Angel's back, of course. Gabe's back as well over the producer's desk. Double barrel action.
Boom.
Registered pack owner Gabe Tovar, 605 and a good day. AJ Woodson.
What up?
How you guys doing, man?
I'm good, man. I haven't seen the whole crew in a long
Whole
time.
crew's
It's
here.
been a while.
Going into week 8. What's the official halfway? There's
Week 8.
one more week. Next week.
Yeah, 9.
Next week, yeah.
We're a week away from the halfway point. That is sad.
Yeah, it is.
Depressing.
Yeah.
Pouring out for the first 8 weeks. Episode 174, Thursday, October 23rd, 2024. Halloween is 1 week away.
Yep. Halloween's be great.
Can we get a costume update? We're not doing that yet.
I'm circling an idea for mine. For the show, it's gonna be different.
And that's the only update you got, though. We're not giving
No,
specifics.
Yeah. I think
you don't drop
Gotcha.
it ahead of time.
Yeah.
I go to the thrift store I go to locally.
Nice.
Has a Halloween section.
Nice.
Oh,
And they
that's
have the little nose with the glasses. So I think that's what I'm gonna do.
You're so
This
lazy.
is such a fun holiday.
It's the one
Can't wait till
time of the
Halloween's
year
over.
you could dress up.
He's like, I'm gonna wear my hat forward.
And the
I'm gonna be alternate universe.
with
Oh,
the
really?
glasses, nose, and mustache, no one will have any idea who I
I'm
am.
gonna wear my hat sideways. See what happens.
Like I said, Thursday, October 23rd, Halloween a week away. I don't get California because it was hot today. And
It was 80
I know
degrees.
if you guys live on the other side of the country, you're probably sick of us talking about the weather and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because you guys get real extreme. Like one of your states literally had a hurricane. And we're like complaining like, oh, it was 86.
I didn't turn my air on today.
But still, we're used to.
Cold next week though.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice and cold.
Sweater weather, baby.
Cold outside.
Can't wait. On this episode, we're going to get into the news because there's some news. There's some wide receivers moving teams, and then maybe potentially some more. So we'll
Yeah,
get into that.
fun times.
And then Angels Heavenly 10 for week number 8. There's a lot of changes.
Yeah, there's a lot of top 10 teams play each other. And then one team lost like everybody.
Yeah.
So that sucks. That sucks. They just shit the bed, and then now they're just...
Yeah.
They all died.
They all...
Jeez. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome to the channel.
Hi.
Subscribe, turn on notifications. Thanks for joining us as we approach the halfway mark. If you listen on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, thanks for joining the audio version of the Bench Podcast.
Audio.
Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Leave a review. That'd be great. That, of course, is brought to you by the Fans First Sports Network. Also, if you're looking for a show, team-specific show, check out the Fans First Sports Network. They have, I think, a show for every team. So no matter what your team is, they have a show for it. Go check them out. They're awesome, and we appreciate being partnered with them. Check us out on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Search at Bench Show to follow the show between the show. And then, of course, benchshow.com, home of the Bench Beat, articles on fandom, fantasy, and all things NFL. All right, boys, so we're nearing the halfway point through week number 7.
Yeah.
Who did that? Through week number 7.
That was autopilot.
And so this is probably a week too early, but I wanted to take a look at what the playoff picture would look like and who the champion would be at this point. So I'm going to give you guys the bracket,
It's gonna be crazy.
and you're going to give me a win-loss, and we're going to see who wins the Week 7 Super Bowl. Ready?
As of right now, okay.
As of right now. As of right now, the Chiefs are the number 1 seed, even though Mahomes is having statistically his worst start. No.
We're already done.
No, play the game.
winner.
Play the game. But if the playoffs started right now, Angels Broncos would be the number 7 seed.
Wow. Good for you, man.
Listen to this. Maybe not so good. They play the number 2 seed.
What's that? We'll take it on. Let's go.
Let's go ahead and pick that game.
Oh, my baby boy versus my Broncos.
We got stop.
Broncos, baby. Let's go.
Stop.
Let's ride.
Just send it over here.
Yeah,
No.
I'm not doing.
Snap back to reality over here.
Houston.
No, honestly, this should be AJ because our team's the only one that's not in the playoffs currently. So
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
most. It's the most fair. Okay.
No. I'd pick Houston.
Okay, sorry, AJ. AJ's gonna do it.
Sorry.
Texans or Broncos?
Texans.
Texans. Yeah. Then we would get the number 3 matchup. That would be the Ravens and the number 6 matchup, the Colts.
Yeah.
God, the AFC's bad.
He's really bad.
Yeah,
Slaughter.
bloodbath.
Oh my God.
In the wild card weekend, like its best game, the Bills and the Steelers would play.
Oh.
That'd be a good one.
It'd be Buffalo, but it'd be
What
good game.
happened to the AFC? Wasn't it a year ago? It was like
World
man,
went
crazy
down.
conference.
Well, the Bengals don't have a good record.
That's what's
Bengals
wrong.
don't have a good record. Justin Herbert
call it
never
like it is. The
ascended.
Bengals aren't good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
part of the reason
Yeah.
why.
Bengals are, who else is not?
Justin Herbert never ascended.
Oh yeah.
Trevor Lawrence never ascended.
Never
Yeah.
ascended.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson,
Regressed.
all that going on.
Colts, yeah.
Yeah.
Who else was supposed to be up there?
I mean, the Browns.
Yeah. Last year the Browns.
The
were
Browns
a team.
went right down the
God.
crapper there.
Okay, so that means the lowest seed making it through
Wow,
would
Miami.
be
Yeah, you're right.
the Bills. So second round we will get classic matchup in Kansas City, Chiefs hosting the Buffalo Bills.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Screw it, I'm going Bills. Bills taking them down this year.
I want to pick the Bills so bad, but
Okay,
I know what's
okay.
gonna happen.
We got
Chiefs.
AJ tiebreaker
Okay, so we're talking right now.
right now.
Right now, man, it's
Oh man, I mean the acquisition that we'll talk about a little later.
Yeah.
Changes up the Chiefs.
Yep.
I can't. I love the Bills so much, but it's the Chiefs.
All right, Chiefs move on. They will take on the winner of the Texans and the Ravens.
Ooh, the rematch.
Rematch of last year. This is a big one for you.
It's a good game.
It's a really big matchup for you.
Stroud has to take that step.
Angel, you got.
game. Right now, Ravens are playing so good.
They are.
As of right now, if Nico Collins wasn't playing, I picked the Ravens.
Okay.
Yeah.
AJ,
The Ravens are maybe the best playing. They're playing like the best team in the NFL right
it
now.
doesn't matter what
God, if
game.
Nico was there, that'd be so good. But yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, as of right, yeah, Nico's not playing.
So then we got the Ravens and the Chiefs. Who's going to Super Bowl?
Ravens and the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
We gave it to them against the Bills. You got to give it to the Ravens right here.
I'm giving it to the Ravens.
I'm giving it to the Ravens.
Chiefs.
You're wrong. It's going to be the Chiefs. But okay, we'll go
You
Ravens.
can only go so far like that.
Would be Baltimore.
So it'd be Baltimore in the Super Bowl. Let's go over to the NFC side. Your number 1 seed is the Detroit Lions. But in the first round, we would see the number 5 Vikings traveling to Atlanta, playing the Falcons.
Atlanta.
Very nice, guys.
That is a good game. It's a shootout. Sam Darnold versus Kirk Cousins.
I feel like Kirk Cousins
Falcons
would.
at home. That might be an edge.
He would be the guy that would be able to keep up with that offense.
Hey, hold up. Revenge game.
Yeah, I'm saying, are we realizing what's happening
Revenge
here?
game.
Kirk
right.
Big Kirko.
I'm taking the hot Atlanta.
Okay, Kirk Cousins moves on. We would get the Seattle Seahawks against the number 6 seed, Green Bay.
Green Bay.
In a
Slatter.
wide margin.
God, this feels like it should be switched. Like, I feel like Green Bay should be
Green
the 3
Bay should be
seed.
3, yeah.
Yeah. Green Bay moves on. Washington Commandos, number 2 seed in the NFC currently, facing the number 7
Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears.
Holy crap, that's all 4.
Yeah.
That's
That's
all 4.
our whole.
This-
Oh wow.
By the way, that's never happened in the history of the NFL.
I would pick
Good
the
for
Bears.
us.
I'd pick the Bears
Bears,
I think,
Commanders.
I think I'd pick the Bears as well.
because defense wins championships.
Yeah, it's the Bears.
Yeah.
It's the Bears. That means the Bears would be the lowest and moving on. They would be Bears versus Lions.
Lions, but good for Caleb.
Oh, that's
What a
great. That's so much
bloodbath,
fun.
dude.
yeah, Lions, but good for
This
Caleb.
will be the third time they play each other. That'd be insane.
You guys, we all got Bears?
Lions.
I mean,
Lions, yeah.
It's great. It's great for the Bears. Though.
If the Vikings would have won, it would have been the Final Four, all 4 NFC
Oh
North
my
teams.
Gotta love it.
They lost. The Falcons will now host the Green Bay Packers. Packers, who you got? Packers on the road,
Pack attack.
if that matters.
in a dome, which I think helps Love a lot, but this is just this is what Kirk Cousins does, man. He finds a way.
You're not picking the Packers?
It's tough.
Packers.
I think it'll be a hell of a game. I'll go ahead and ride my Packers.
Okay, we got it.
Packers.
So we got Packers, and we picked Lions, right?
Yeah.
Packers, Lions, NFC Championship game
God.
in Detroit.
Love it. I'll pick the home team. That's the only reason why.
Ah, man, that's gonna be tough.
Good game.
It's gonna be real tough.
Do what you got to do.
No, Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Packers. If,
Ooh.
What a
we've
surprise.
gone this far, I'm gonna go with the Packers.
AJ, I'm not a tiebreaker. Who you got?
The Lions were a second half away from the Super Bowl last year. They will not let that go again. Lions win.
If
this
it matters, I'd probably pick the Lions, but
game. But what
God.
a game that would be.
yeah.
game.
Okay, so Super Bowl, we got it. We predicted it.
Lions, Ravens.
It's gonna. I thought we picked Packers.
No,
Did you both pick
Lions.
Packers? My bad.
You 3 did.
Lions.
no. Angel picked
Oh.
Lions. I picked Lions.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Lions and Ravens in the Super Bowl in Atlanta.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
With Kendrick Lamar. They're not good.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
Who you got? Who's your Week 7 Super Bowl champ?
My Super Bowl champion is the Detroit Lions, for sure.
You guys all got Detroit here?
I don't got Detroit in that one. They lost the best defensive lineman in the NFL, and what do the Ravens do better than almost anyone else in the league? Run
in
that
the playoff.
ball.
Oh,
sorry.
That was well done.
Sorry, I thought you were.
No, I mean, yeah.
Honest answer.
Sorry, I won't say anything.
Oh, it's my choice, huh?
Yep.
Sophie's
By the way, I see
Sophie's
you waiting there until you're third. You piece of crap.
Because I know where Gabe's going on each of these.
Yeah.
Man, you talk about Angels, baby boy. Hey, Jared Goff's my baby boy.
Yeah.
He's been on
And
fire.
you know what? We talked about who our second team was, and I said it's the Giants. I'm sorry, it's the Lions. The Lions is my second team.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I heard someone say this. Are the Lions America's team?
Can we wait till we pick
Sorry. Someone told me that. No, I heard on a
Podcasting
podcast.
101. Let's finish
Let's
this
just
first.
rabbit hole this way real quick.
To a whole conversation.
That's really an in-depth conversation too.
I heard something. That's pretty good. I believe that.
You know what? Let's just segue into that because they are America's team. Because I got the Lions beating the Ravens in the
Lions
Super
winning
Bowl,
Super Bowl.
in a dome, which Jared Goff just thrives playing in a dome. I got the Lions winning
I'd feel
the Super
so
Bowl.
good for Detroit. I mean, I feel good for Lamar Jackson too. But
Yeah.
for Detroit, that would mean something.
Detroit.
Poor Aiden Hudson. He would miss out on that.
He would get a ring.
Do you want to talk about the Lions thing? What was your question?
Is that like America's new team? Like, Cowboys was like America's team.
I don't know what fan base would hate the Lions.
Yeah, it's like a team that
Yeah.
everybody loves.
I mean, was that ever the criteria for the Cowboys though, or did
No,
Jerry
I'm just
Jones
saying, like,
just
coin
proclaimed
that?
it.
It's like the
and
most-
marketed the hell out of it.
It's like the most likable team I've ever remembered.
Who is America's team for you?
I mean, it's got to be the Lions
right now? The Lions.
They're
Everyone-
inoffensive,
and everyone loves them.
The coaches, everybody loves the coach. You know, Jared Goff's an underdog story.
think
If
it's
the
the
darn
Chiefs.
Bengals were good, I would say it would be the Bengals. 'Cause who doesn't like Joe Burrow?
I think it's the Chiefs, but I think I have a different. For me, America's teams means like who has the most just.
People hate the Chiefs.
I know, but who has the most fans of just? Oh, I'm a Chiefs fan. Why? Because of blah, blah, blah.
Kind of like the Warriors.
That's like the
for,
Cowboys. Why are you a
5
Cowboy
years.
fan? Dallas Cowboy. Dallas cheerleaders. I don't know.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys are not America's team anymore.
No, it's
They never were.
definitely not the Cowboys.
That's so far away from us now.
All right, that was fun. Let's get to the news. All right, so for the news here, the Texans have signed former Buccaneers and I guess former Eagles linebacker
Technically.
Devin White. He never actually played a game for the Eagles, but Devin White going up to the Texans to learn under the great DeMeco Ryans.
Question: is he good? I don't know.
The Bucs benched him and then shipped him out,
Yeah.
or just released him. I think
Just released them, yeah.
the Eagles never played him and then released him.
Yeah.
So we
And
don't
even
know.
before all the weird stuff, it was reported in camp that Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean were ahead of him.
Yeah, he was also a free agent for a couple weeks here.
Yeah, he was a late signing.
So I don't know. I would err toward no. I would love to see him on the field,
Yeah. I just want to see him play.
but like the evidence doesn't say yes. I mean, we just had Ernest Jones traded for the second time.
A couple years ago, he was like thought of him and Lavonte David as like the best linebacker duo in the league.
Fall from grace. Speaking of which, Bryce Young can start again for the Panthers. Unfortunately, he'll be playing against the Broncos secondary,
Yikes.
which has Patrick Surtain and then a bad white boy.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Riley Moss.
Yeah, that guy.
Sure.
Who hides his whiteness with sleeves.
Listen, man,
He really does. I've seen it.
he's fighting racism from within.
Bryce walks around the locker room with sleeves and gloves
Yeah.
and a visor. And with a big mouthpiece so you can't see his mouth.
Panthers aren't going to get past the 50-yard line.
Optimism that Bryce Young has sat for a couple weeks, learned his lesson,
Like
the
now
error of his ways, and now he's ready to take over the NFL.
It's time, bitches. Against no, it's not time. He's this is honestly, I think the Panthers are just trying to show him so they could trade him.
How crazy would it be if he does do it though?
That'd be
How crazy would
I
that
don't
be?
know who picked this picture. I'm not hating on the picture. I just think it's a funny picture because it seems like Dave Canales is kind of like, Bryce, try to understand me.
Listen to me right now.
It's hike.
Bryce.
Poor Bryce.
Like he's in the middle
Bryce. Bryce.
Oh, yeah. Okay, moving on here. Lions. This one, I feel like no one's really talking about it. Okay, let's read it. Breaking news from Ari Meroff. Thanks, Ari. Lions wide receiver Jameson Williams is facing a 2-game suspension for once again violating the NFL's performance-enhancing substance policy. Jameson Williams going to miss 2 games at a time where they just lost Hutchinson, where they've made real moves to tell Jameson Williams, we trust in you. We're putting a very real part of our offense into you.
Yeah.
And now he's suspended again for
My boy's trying to get yoked.
Wait, what's the suspension for?
PEDs.
Oh, I thought it was weed. Never mind.
I don't think it's meant for weed.
No.
Smoke weed every day.
Oh, that's why.
That's why.
You're
You're such a lob.
I wanted to push the button, but I wasn't sure if you
Gabe
guys
just
said
threw
weed
it off
or
the
not.
backboard for himself. We're talking about weed, right? Weed.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah, but
Gotcha.
PEDs once again. Jameson Williams not there, and that means like wide receiver 2, Tim Patrick.
Khalif Raymond.
Khalif Raymond.
I mean, these screwed over the Lions here.
Tell you what, they're gonna draft a wideout in the
have to.
first round, second round next year. Sign someone.
It's time to stop relying on Jameson Williams, and that doesn't mean he can't be a good part of your team.
No, I think
It doesn't mean like you don't cut him or anything crazy, but you need to start planning as though he's going to screw it up because so far it's all he's done.
Does that start? That starts this week.
Yeah.
So they got the Titans this week. So probably don't need him for that one. But they got the Packers the week following.
Yeah.
So
And to me, it's not even about like who they're playing. It's more of the principle of the thing.
Well, and it's the draft capital that they use to take number 12 pick overall, I believe.
Yep. I think they trade. This is where they traded way up to get him, right?
Yep.
Back into the first round, I believe.
they had him above a bunch of good wideouts too. I'm blanking out on the wideout class.
That's the Garrett Wilson class, but he was after them. But there were some good names.
This is he's hadn't shown signs of maturity at all. This is the third time he's been reprimanded by the NFL. Don't love it. They need to trade for another wideout. Stop relying on this guy. Like you're trying to make a deep playoff run. Stop. Yeah.
I think the cast of what's it, Band of Merry Men. I think it's worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
Khalif Raymond and those guys are fine. They do their job.
Yeah.
But
there was some talk today from Dan Campbell about Allen Robinson.
yeah,
Like,
those
he's
guys are
Good Lord.
No, I mean they're being like Allen Robinson's not what he used to be, but they're doing their job. They're doing fine.
I trust him in an
Tim
offense
Patrick
like
is there
this.
too.
But if Amon-Ra goes down,
Yikes.
Yeah.
you're in big trouble
Yeah, they need another guy.
because can't rely on this guy on or off the field.
Who's left of the free agents? The wideouts that have that could
Like
be
the
in-
obvious.
If the Bengals decide to move him, they have T. Higgins,
T. Higgins,
Christian Kirk, possibly.
Kirk kind of
T. Higgins would
does.
be a nightmare.
Maybe Elijah Moore,
Cortland Sutton's in rumors.
Colton Sutton could possibly.
Cooper Kupp.
Who are the bad teams?
Cooper.
Deontay
Deontay
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah. Oh,
Deontay
Deontay Johnson
nice.
would fit.
Cooper Kupp would be very nice.
Holy hell.
I mean, because we know in the playoffs that man,
Yeah.
that's a man.
Yeah. I
was gonna say,
a lot of things.
Yep. I don't know why I got sexual there.
Coop.
Anyway,
We love you, buddy.
you know why? He looks so sexy giving that interview. Did you see him? I feel like he did it on purpose.
Cooper Kupp?
He was wearing like the cutoff. That man is yoked.
He's yoked.
He was like, I don't know what happens, but I'm gonna be where my feet are. And I feel like it's like,
I hear what you said, dude. What'd you say? What'd you say?
you are cut, my friend. But he needs to shape up that beard. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
The Ravens have designated running back Keaton Mitchell to return from the IR. What we remember of Keaton Mitchell is that this is a very fast, but not very big, but a incredibly electric human being when he steps on the football field. Now we all have visions of offensive greatness if he were to line up next to the Sequoia tree himself, Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look, Justice Hill plays, and like he's fine. But you see the role for Keaton Mitchell already.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, this is a great role for him. A third down slashing. No, not even third down. Just a slashing running back.
on the field together.
Yeah, Ravens are already flying high right now. No pun intended. But Keaton Mitchell with Derrick Henry, incredible.
Yeah, I was talking to someone, I forgot who, what. A couple of these teams are going to get players back and not have to trade for anyone. Their biggest acquisition is going to be getting someone like this.
Right.
The Ravens are one of them. Getting Keaton Mitchell at the trade deadline around is better than, like, you're not going to find a running back on the open market.
Didn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
And you know exactly where his progress is because you've seen it for so
Yep.
long.
He's been in the building
And then
with your
people
doctors.
might have forgotten when he
No,
was.
sorry, go ahead.
He was the truth last year. He was
He
electric.
was so good.
And you could baby him back and get him ready for the playoffs
Yep.
because Justice Hill's there, so you kind of split
Yep.
those carries. This is awesome.
Other team I had in mind doing that is the Vikings, getting Hawkinson back.
Yeah, yeah.
That's, I mean, that's a great acquisition at the deadline. Very nice. The Rams designating wide receiver Puka Nacua. He's finally back. He's going to come back amidst rumors that his counterpart, Cooper Kupp's going to be shipped out of town. Puka seems like the new number one there. Seemed like that last year when he had the greatest rookie wide receiver season of all time.
No one talks about.
No one talks about it.
No, we don't talk about it
Because he's,
because he's not black.
yes.
That's why it.
That's literally it.
That's literally the only reason why. If it
Yeah.
was like
If
Marvin,
Malik Neighbors or Marvin Harrison was having the year he had last year, we would be like, oh,
this is Randy Moss.
Yeah.
And then Puka Nacua is like, oh, he's
I hate that he's not respected like that. He's
a-
so good.
he's very good.
So it's crazy you brought that up. Average draft position this year, Puka Nacua went number 11 after having the greatest rookie wide receiver season ever. Marvin Harrison, after showing nothing, went 13 or 12.
Yeah.
I think Puka was wide receiver 10. Marvin Harrison was wide receiver 12.
And of course, like talking fantasy, when we look at a receiver, especially in those top picks, when it gets like close, when you're choosing between Amon-Ra St. Brown and A.J. Brown, like you start to think, okay, what are the other factors here? And I feel like he checks all those boxes. The elite quarterback, Sean McVay. There's not a lot of competition for targets. It's him and
size, like his physical
it's just-
profile.
He's young. I mean, I don't get why guys don't love. Like, people don't love this guy. It's too bad the Rams are where they're at because we're not going to get to see.
Hold on. They're only 2 games back from first place in the division.
Yeah,
I mean, but
they're
seems
selling
like
off
they're-
Cooper Kupp.
yeah.
I wish they wouldn't do that. I think they could have turn around a little bit.
But Puka Nacua's coming back. Excited to see him
Yeah.
have a strong season.
It's curious that the week he comes back is the week that the rumors for Cooper Kupp start to flare up.
Is Cooper Kupp on here? No, we need to talk about Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, let's park it a little bit.
I feel like the Rams are doing a responsible thing here. It's a hard thing to do. We're talking about a man who brought the first Super Bowl to LA since who knows when, and was the guy who stepped up in the moment where nothing was going right for the Rams in the Super Bowl, and they needed something to happen. And Stafford and Kupp said, "Screw it, me and you."
Took over
It's
that
going
last
towards
drive.
Me and you.
Yep.
That last drive was all
After
them.
OBJ went down, like nothing else was going right. Joe Burrow's on the other sideline, and that's the guy we're talking about. So it's a tough decision to do that, but this is what grown-up franchises do.
Yeah, and, he's hurt obviously, and then you see Puka Nacua do exactly what Cooper Kupp did, but he's like 7 years younger. I know he got hurt this year, but like 7 years younger, and maybe this injury is the only one he'll ever have or whatever. And then they draft pretty well. They have a deeper wideout room than people think.
Tutu Atwell's played well. Jordan Whittington, rookie this year, is playing pretty well.
So I think like it's pretty responsible of them. Like, hey, let's trade Cooper Kupp for a second or whatever we get back for him, and just they draft well now, and just use trust that they can draft well. And Cooper Kupp will make any contender incredible. Yeah. I heard a rumor or I saw a tweet that the Chiefs were in on Cooper Kupp, and then they went to Hopkins.
Well, the Chiefs didn't want to pay the. It was a second rounder that
right. The
Rams
price was a
wanted.
little higher for Cooper Kupp, and they
We were
moved to plan B.
that would have been incredible if Cooper Kupp would have went to the Chiefs.
That would have been very, very
So super
scary.
annoying. Yeah, I was like, good lord.
One more thing to talk about before we get to that DeAndre Hopkins thing is that the Dolphins designating quarterback Tua Tagovailoa to return from IR with the hopes of playing Sunday against Arizona. So Tua is coming back. Of course, when he went down, retirement possibility.
Everyone was
out for the
telling him.
season a
Yeah,
possibility. In fact, it turns out he's not even going to wear a Guardian cap.
Yeah.
Like he is fully back, like nothing ever happened. It's uncomfortable for me. How does it land on you guys?
It's I just don't want. What's going to be bad is that something, God forbid, happens to him again. People are going to go at the NFL like, why didn't you stop this guy? Who's had 9 concussions from playing again.
Yep.
Like if something goes wrong, it's going to be very bad for the NFL, very bad for Tua, obviously, and then for the fan. It's just.
Hold on. He's had 9 concussions.
That's why.
Is that dating back to his college?
Yeah,
days?
he's always had concussions, and it's just.
'Cause I know the NFL, he's had like 5.
Yeah, I didn't know it was an issue in college too.
This is just his thing, and then and then I would have recommended as if I was his father or his friend, and like, hey man, like you made your money, no one's gonna think of you as a weaker
Well, he just
man.
got that guaranteed check too, right? Like
Yeah.
$100 million or whatever.
Yeah, no one's gonna think of you as a weaker man, a weaker player for leaving after you had 9 concussions within. He's not even 30 yet, and like there's already like the doctors have already said like you're gonna have there's repercussions already set for you, like it's already gonna happen. You're gonna come back to the league for a team that's not winning the Super Bowl this year.
Nope.
So what I would if
I mean,
you're
they're still
doing
in playoff contention, but yeah.
if I was doing this, I'd like I'll come back next year. Wait till the team gets rebuilt, figure some stuff out. I don't like it for Tua as a person. Obviously, Dolphins fans love it because Tua's a really good quarterback, but I don't like it.
So I spoke to a few Dolphins fans yesterday and today, and they're uneasy about the whole thing. They like the first thing like we talked. I said, "Hey, Tua's coming back." He's like, "Yeah, but he's not wearing a Guardian cap." That's and they just feel kind of uneasy about it. So they're excited but nervous.
It's like any type of hit too can do it because this last hit that did it wasn't even that dramatic or anything. So I mean, he takes a sack or something like that. You just gotta hold your breath, man. I hate this. This is terrible for the league.
Yeah, we feel for the guy. I feel for his opponents because
Exactly.
there's a possibility that there's a guy who's just going to be playing football, and God forbid something happen, and he's going to have to like live with that if something were to happen. Obviously, and enough caveats. We obviously don't want anything to happen, but you know what I mean. Like that'd be terrible for that player.
not
And
only live with it, but like continue playing the rest of that night after if something were to happen.
It's just, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a wise decision. They're obviously leaving this in Tua's hands. The NFL made that very clear. Like, this is going to be up to Tua. We're not going to step in, which I feel like is a little bit of a cop-out.
Yeah, that's why it's a little bit cowardly.
I mean, players' union should be ashamed. I feel like everyone involved who's just sitting there and saying, well, Tua wants to do it. Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes players don't make the best decisions for their health.
We did talk about this a couple weeks ago, though, because I recommended what if the NFL had set up rules like after your third one, you miss half a year. After your fourth one, you're done. Yeah. You guys didn't really like that too much. I mean, is it more realistic
of what
now?
we know, we're obviously not doctors, but of what we've heard, it is just not a black and white science.
Yeah.
There's so much gray area to it. 4 concussions for one person is not the same as 4 concussions for another. And that's like the hard part, because you could legitimately end people's careers early who could have played another 15 years in the league and been fine.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's a tough thing. I don't envy the NFL for having to deal with it, but
football-wise,
this one seems a little easier.
Football-wise, real quick, just if you were the GM of the Dolphins, what do you do next offseason? Do you draft a quarterback?
You have to.
You draft.
And, like, you just tell Tua, listen, you're one hit away from your career being over.
Guys have been seeing their incumbent drafted for much less.
Yeah, I think, Dolphins, they need to prepare themselves.
Yeah.
Just sign this guy for a big contract. Might be a first-round draft pick next year.
They should have done it this year. I mean, they're in the spot they're in because they knew Tua had this problem, and yet they had Skylar Thompson and whoever else back, DTR.
Who was the first?
Who's the first guy?
No,
He was like the worst one.
No, the next quarterback taken after the big first-round quarterbacks was Spencer Rattler. Rattler at Miami would have been pretty nice. Someone. Anyone with a future. Right now, they can't even throw the ball past. Yeah. It's pretty bad there in Miami. But, yeah, this is a weird situation.
All right, last story here. It's a big one. Adam Schefter broke the news. Titans and Chiefs are working to finalize a trade that would send wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins to Kansas City. Of course, we know former Texans beast, former Arizona Cardinals. We'll probably never remember the Titans days.
Hey, I'll remember that 3-touchdown game.
That,
Will Levis
first game?
First game?
Yeah, that's true. But now he's a Chief.
Holy crap.
He's a Chief.
They're going to win the whole
You
thing.
got to feel good for him, though. He's been good for such a long time. I'm happy he's going to get a real shot now.
His best quarterback since Prime Watson, way back in 2018 or whatever.
Chiefs get DeAndre Hopkins. The Texans back for him will get a 2025 fifth-round pick that becomes a fourth if the Chiefs make the Super Bowl. And Hopkins plays 60% of the snaps.
So fourth-round pick.
Titans a little less than half of Hopkins' remaining $8 million salary. So they have to pick up the rest of his prorated salary. No big deal there. Hopkins is a Chief. Is this enough for the Chiefs?
Yes. I'd be cautious though because he's already wasn't he playing on a torn MCL this year or something? He's doing something crazy.
There was
right
an
now.
MCL injury.
He's been banged up, yeah.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, I think when you asked me, it's like if they made Juju Smith-Schuster work, they can make DeAndre Hopkins work. It's gonna be just fine. He's gonna be incredible.
What's the expectations be for DeAndre Hopkins?
That's such a broad question. Like as far as his role, or as far as winning,
Production.
He's gonna be fed.
I think he's gonna get a ton of targets. Yeah. He's gonna be used in multiple ways.
I think he's gonna get the right targets. He's gonna get the goal line ones.
Yep.
He's gonna get the third and eights. When you need it. I don't think he's gonna be exactly like a target machine there, but he's gonna contribute in a big way in a bigger play.
To me, I thought it like, hey, when I asked myself what's a realistic expectation of his role in this offense. I think you can be excited about this, but less excited than you were about Hollywood Brown. I think Hollywood Brown probably is a little more versatile receiver. Was when he joined the Chiefs. Obviously younger. I don't want to say healthier because Hollywood Brown had his own issues. I wish they would have gotten someone younger. I wish they would have gotten someone more versatile. It doesn't seem like a receiver that I've ever seen thrive in the Chiefs offense. I've never seen a big possession receiver who's not really a yak guy.
That's the thing about
driving
the
that
Chiefs,
offense.
though.
But yeah,
we've seen multiple.
They can figure it
versions
out.
of- yeah.
I just never seen this guy in the Chiefs offense yet.
I think if Juju's not really a yak guy, he's never been a yak guy. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like
Juju?
at this
what he
point,
does.
at this point of his career.
okay.
Like he's probably a lesser athlete than Hopkins. Well, I don't even know. Hopkins is so old. But I think he's gonna be great. I think he's gonna be the number one.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's gonna be
wideout.
more of like
Yeah.
a situational guy.
Which is what they need.
But he's gonna come up big in those situations.
Which is what they need. Like they need that alpha. And he's, if anything, he brings the alpha mentality to that wideout room. Who needs an alpha?
That's true. True leader.
Subplot. I told this to Joey before the show. why do they keep drafting these small wideouts if this keeps happening and you can't rely on small wideouts to carry them? You had the opportunity to draft. Who was there? Keon Coleman or
Xavier
Jr.
Legette.
You keep drafting these small guys and you can't put them as number ones. And then if you get hurt, you can't rely on this guy. So what's the point of having these small wideouts if you can't, like, in a different universe, Rashee Rice gets hurt. Oh, don't worry, we have a first-round draft pick who's ready to take on the full load. You can't do that at any point.
And you can't change his role.
Yeah, like,
at all.
it's not.
It's even worse than that because Rashee Rice goes down. We have drafted early receivers for the last 3 years. None of those guys can step up into it. No Sky Moore, no Xavier Worthy. Like none of those guys can step into the role. They're all not. I don't want to say about Worthy yet, but the rest of them are not very good at all.
Yeah, and they're all kind of the same profile. Like they're all fast, shifty, wideouts. And like
It's weird. We saw this with Belichick and the Patriots too. They just could not get a receiver.
they're so fixed on getting this type of wideout.
Yeah.
And I don't think Xavier. I mean, at this point, Xavier hasn't showed that he's kind of used as a gadget guy, really, which is what these all these guys are used as. So it's kind of a subplot. Like the Chiefs should be more mindful of like you can't replicate Tyreek Hill. Stop trying. I know they don't ever say that,
Right.
But trying to do that for 4 years,
Right.
But yeah, but back to Hopkins. I think it's gonna be amazing, and incredible.
Any concern that they're now relying on Kareem Hunt in the backfield, Travis Kelce at the tight end spot, and DeAndre Hopkins
Super team of
at the
2018.
receiver?
No, I think I saw a tweet like 2017. These guys all led their.
They're all in the top 10 of receiving yards since 2017.
That's a long time ago.
That's a very long time ago.
They're just doing like every old man. What's that movie with like Stallone and all the old guys?
Expendables.
They're doing Expendables. Just everyone who's old. Everyone's good in 2018. Come on over.
Everybody who you're like, oh yeah, he was famous.
Yeah, I forgot
he was good at football.
Misconception I had about DeAndre Hopkins is that he's been hurt the last couple of years. He actually he plays hurt a lot.
Yeah.
But he actually hasn't missed a lot of games last couple of years.
Yeah.
Like he missed those I forgot what season. I think it was 2 or 3 seasons ago in Arizona. But since then, he's pretty much played every game. Not very well.
That Arizona
more on the quarterback side.
missing was a suspension. If I'm
it
wasn't even injury.
For PEDs.
So I think that because I've heard people say that like, well, he's injured, he's hurt. Like, no, this isn't Keenan Allen.
No.
Like he's more healthy than that. But I don't know. He hasn't had a 1,000-yard receiving year in 4 years.
I'm just they
Temper expectations is what I'm saying.
They still need to be. I would still be attacking White.
Yes.
On him.
Yep.
There's a lot of wilds out there.
He's a nice piece.
Yeah, I think pair him with
Go get someone a little more.
Christian Kirk.
Who's the guy in Cleveland? Who I'm thinking of? He used to play for the Jets.
Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore.
Yeah, I think they need to add one more because I
Those
would
kind of guys.
They like McCall Hardman. Sky Moore is literally unplayable. Sky Moore is
Sky Moore. He has 1 target last week.
Sky Moore is
He dropped it.
unplayable. How does he still have a job in the league?
I think because they're. I think okay.
What do you do with him?
This is a downfall of Andy Reid because they're obviously looking for a guy because Andy Reid, the great magician, and he thinks he can use this certain kind of guy a certain way.
Yeah.
And they just have a whole shelf full of like that one didn't work and that one and that. Like I literally forgot about Mecole Hardman.
Yeah.
Like he's out there, like it's just.
And they love him. They love McCall Hardman.
I agree though. I think they need to continue to be active here.
Yeah.
In just the offensive weapon. Like room, obviously you don't need to rely on Kareem Hunt either. Go get it back as well.
What about like Mike Williams?
Mike Williams
Yes.
is good there. Yeah.
Just go get horses. Go get as many as you can.
Another expendable. Check his 2017 stats. He was playing incredible in 2017.
Do what the Lions did. The Lions just went and grabbed every flyer receiver they could find.
Yeah. I'm sure what the Titans should have done.
Stop.
They should have just send Treylon Burks with us. Send Treylon Burks. Come on now.
It sucks that no one's going to give him a chance. That just happens in NFL.
I think he just put up.
That would have been so good for him.
He just got put on IR. We might never see him again.
IR? You didn't even play it.
He got put on IR.
Oh my!
He's bored.
Will Levis is over there just
man.
hurting his
He's
wife.
playing in Tennessee, man.
Will Levis is
I've been in the
devastated.
IR too.
Will Levis is devastated.
All that being said, DeAndre Hopkins, just a superstar we've known, feels like forever now. Go to the Chiefs. Just sounds fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see. I think it's gonna be another Devontae Adams type thing though. Red zone monster.
It's gonna be crazy. It's like when they score, you're like, well, they won the Super Bowl again. Now they have Hopkins.
I know. We're talking about all these issues they have, and in all reality, they haven't lost yet.
And Mahomes is like the worst quarterback in football. It's like by stats, and they're 6-0.
But don't worry, he's number 2 in MVP odds.
That's crazy. That's
No way.
Oh yeah,
That's irresponsible.
That's not okay.
That's bad.
That's really
Look, I
bad.
love Mahomes as much as the next guy. He is not an MVP.
He should not be in there.
He is number 2.
That's who's
There's
below
people,
him.
There's people so extreme on him.
Can we find someone with like
who-
similar stats and see where they're at in the race?
So number 1 is Lamar Jackson. Number 2,
yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. Number 3, Josh Allen.
Stop.
Number 4, Jared Goff. Then C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love, Sam Darnold.
Josh Allen hasn't thrown an interception yet this year.
Yeah. And Mahomes has more picks than touchdowns.
This is not an anti-Mahomes thing, but like this is an anti. He should not be MVP favorite.
This is an anti the MVP award as a whole.
Yeah.
Just making it the quarterback of the best team.
Yeah.
Like this is a clear indication that this award is not working anymore because Derrick Henry is not anywhere near these odds. And we had talked about Christian McCaffrey all last year.
Derrick Henry should be on there too.
You got Mahomes number 2, and it's ridiculous.
Josh Allen should be number 1 or
I think he should
close
be.
to.
Yeah, I think he should be.
Josh Allen's a great year.
Jared Goff should be up there. We talked about that.
Goff has had a great year.
It's
And Derrick Henry, that's a
broken.
that's
Derrick Henry for sure needs to be up there.
Yeah, great
But
player.
you knew when CMC didn't win it last year, Derrick Henry didn't have a
Yeah.
chance.
I wouldn't even
when-
put Baker. Is he on there? I wouldn't
Baker
even put
should
him
be on
above
there.
him.
Oh, even though that's going to fall off very
Yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
Do we talk about that? Oh, we did on the last
Baker's
show.
like number
Oh,
12.
Oh,
Kyler
okay.
Murray's over Baker.
Anything else?
The NFL's weird.
Doesn't make it
It's been a weird year. I don't know.
Stupid Vegas.
That's the news. Let's take a quick break. When we get back, let's get to Angels Heavenly 10 for week number 8. Be right back. Is Kyler Murray any good at football?
I truly don't know.
Now he's a weapon. Now he has Trey McBride. James Conner looks really great. They got Trey Benson to back him up. This is the year Kyler Murray returns to old Kyler Murray. He's just the same guy. Is he better than Dak?
No.
No.
Take Dak.
Is he better than Jared Goff?
No.
Absolutely not.
Stafford?
No.
Brock Purdy?
Birds, no. He's not better than Baker, especially not Baker this year. Is he better than Tua?
No.
No.
Tua led the league in passing
I'm
last
trying to
year.
help you, Kyle. I don't know what you want me to do.
Is he better than Justin Herbert?
No.
Is he better than Andy Dalton?
Stop. He's better than Andy Dalton.
I'm purposely not answering that. Oh, crap. Yes, he's better than Andy Dalton.
Geno Smith?
Geno Smith's been balling.
I think so.
He has been balling.
Is he better than Trevor Lawrence?
That's a good one.
That's a good
That's a
one.
good
God.
one.
That's a good one.
That's the comp right there.
I'm glad we had a little conversation because I think he needs to be exposed as a fraud.
Angels Heavenly 10.
That's starting to feel like pre-recorded. You guys are really nailing that.
We out here.
Angels Heavenly 10 for week number 8. Here we go. Start number 10. The Steelers. The Russell Wilson Steelers. America's passing offense.
Listen.
5-2, number 10. Explain yourself.
That might be America's
No,
team.
this was by default because the Bucks lost everybody, so I had to move the Bucks. I had to move them out. So the Steelers sneak in. Last week I said the Steelers and the Eagles were my number 11, 12. Steelers get here at number 10. I'm not gonna move them up a lot because I don't trust Russell Wilson, but yeah, number 10.
Number 9, the Eagles. I misspelled it.
Double S, baby.
The Eagles, 4-2 at number 9.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
They're back in your top 10 after beating the
Giants.
Giants. God,
Yeah, and-
blowing out the Giants, looking pretty good while doing it.
Yeah. Then last week it was
That was abrupt.
sudden stop. Last week it was Falcons Eagles. I was debating. Falcons lost. Eagles look good. So yeah, I think that they make the.
I don't like how you so nonchalantly just throw the Eagles around your list, knowing I'm right here. That's just not so. That's not considered in my feelings.
I had the Packers on here very delicately. Had to put them.
Washington Commanders at number 8, 5-2. Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
Hurt.
yeah. If he plays this week, it's gonna be hard if he doesn't play to rank them, because they're playing the Bears this week. But yeah, I like this team a lot.
Texans go to Lambeau. Didn't go so well without Nico Collins.
Yep.
They dropped to 5-2, number 7.
Yeah, they fall I think from 4 last week. Pack attack looked great. Stroud looked pretty much bullied the entire game. It wasn't a great look.
Ravens just continue to get snubbed from your top 5. You refuse to move them up.
They're such a good
Even
top
though
5.
they're the hottest
so
team.
true.
They're the hottest team in the NFL. You just will refuse to put them in your top 5.
They've moved up every week. It's this is
Seems
From
like
9
they're capped
to
at
8
6.
to 7
Last
to
week-
6.
Yeah, listen, it's a slow crawl. They're getting there.
It's a marathon.
Yeah,
Texans have been in top 5 like twice since then.
as they should be.
Bills number 5, 5-2.
Bills are good. They haven't used like a Mark. Did you see that clip of Keon Coleman telling Mark Cooper what to run?
Hey, we're about to run.
Once
Do this.
touchdown. Once they get Cooper got like they had a slow start, then they end up blowing out, blanking out on the team that they played. But yeah, Bills look great.
Real quick, rank these moves. 1, 2, and 3, just real quick. Devontae Adams to the Jets, Amari Cooper to the Bills, DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs.
Cooper, Hopkins, Devontae.
Interesting. Number 4, you guys saw it live. Green Bay Packers 5-2. Jordan Love throwing a lot of touchdowns. also being a little risky with the ball, but they get a huge victory. Defense looked absolutely fantastic against the Texans. They're your new number 4 team.
Yeah, they beat a top 5 team. They moved up 2 spots to 4. They look great. Defense. Their defense is great.
Looks so good.
Their defense is great, and that's not even like I know the Texas didn't have Nico Collins. That's still a good offense.
They shut down everyone.
Yeah, like that. Like
Except for Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon went off.
They did not shut off Joe Mixon.
But Stroud didn't even have 100 yards.
Yeah.
This is a guy who I'm big on, who everyone else is big on, who didn't even throw for 100 yards. That's an MVP candidate, like in the conversation. Like that's a big deal. And then offensively, Jordan Love kind of spreads it out. I like the way he plays. This is just who he is. Like I think this is like a little Josh Allen-y, where you just kind of live with the consequences because the rewards are so high, which is what happened Sunday.
Yep. Romeo Doubs kind of threw a little pity party, but it's really worked out for him.
Yeah.
It's really worked out
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah,
now he's all of a sudden like main guy.
Yeah.
He's like the number 1 guy right now.
That's crazy. Vikings ahead of the Packers still at 5-1. Number 3, they were on a bye. No,
They
they played. No, they played Lions.
and the Lions who are number 2. I'm not gonna punch. That's a good team.
Lions number 2. They're also at 5. Did I have that right? 5-1.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're both at 5-1. Lions number 2. Vikings number 3. Where's the other? Oh, Bears aren't on here yet. So
Yeah.
we talked about that. Chiefs number 1, 6-0.
Let's just stop explaining.
We talk about JB a lot on the show because we're fans of his whole person,
JB,
kind of. But he went in on Patrick Mahomes about being one of the most overrated quarterbacks in NFL history because the defense is currently carrying him, but no one says that. Thoughts?
I'm not questioning. Look, I'm sure his stats are bad, but I'm not questioning Patrick Mahomes. You put any other quarterback on the Chiefs team, they're not as prominent, as dominant as they're being. Yeah, that's L take. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, I immediately I thought like, well, is he the only quarterback with a good defense? Because they're not all 6-0.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs are. And if you watch the game, he just makes winning plays.
Yeah.
He went like him and Brock Purdy were both there with the same opportunity to make game-winning plays, and Mahomes just kept making them over and over again. And Purdy struggled. It's just he's that way for a reason. And I think sometimes because it looks ugly. It does. We all know that. We've joked about it. It looks ugly because the ingredients are ugly. But good chefs make it work. Mm-hmm. And my guy is a master chef. And no matter what he's cooking with, it's going to be messy. Just wait. Yeah. Meal's going to be just fine.
I think this is a victim of, if you're the best quarterback, you need to be having great stats. Sometimes your system allows you to take chances.
Yeah.
And like you said, how many teams have been in the league where phenomenal defense, elite defense, okay quarterback play, and they don't even win a game? Last year, the Browns.
Yeah.
Historic defense, they didn't win one game. It's just
exactly.
It's not. You can't compare it. It's not the same at all.
And we're not downplaying this defense. Defense is incredible. Spagnuolo is incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's different because Mahomes is a quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's why they're 6-0 and not just another bad offense with a great defense.
Yeah.
We see plenty of that.
If that was the case, the Broncos would be or Broncos or the Browns or teams like that.
Last year's Jets.
Yeah, they would be phenomenal, but that's not how it works there.
Yeah, I agree. You guys, you with that Chiefs take?
No. Three Super Bowls and counting, dude. Like, come on. He's still in the prime of his career.
You call someone overrated, you have to take a shot at the past version of them. I'm not going to forget about that. I mean, I think what you said, too, was sort of true. He's not even playing that well right now, and he's winning games. He's finding ways to win games. You mix that along with his MVPs, with his Super Bowl runs. To say he's overrated, he's doing it right now with next to nothing there. I mean, that's a little bit much. You're looking for a reason to hate the guy.
Do we understand how bad Sky Moore and no one wants me, Mecole Hardman, and really no one wants me, Juju Smith-Schuster, and old man Travis Kelce? Do we understand how bad his weapons are? Kareem Hunt was just a free agent.
Yep.
No one had him. And yeah, credit to Andy Reid and the offensive minds there too. But he's dealing with one of the worst supporting casts in the NFL right now.
Yeah, and then Juwan Taylor always leads the league in flags. You know how hard it is?
We haven't had great tackles in a couple years.
I think just looking at it from you back up to get the whole picture. He has to overcome a lot.
Yeah.
His wide room is not better than it was last year. It might be worse, minus Hopkins now, obviously. And then Kelsey's older. The line's tackles are still questionable. Yeah, I'm not questioning Mahomes ever.
I think the only way to really show it to those type of fans, and you don't want this to happen, but if Mahomes were to go down, you would see this team quickly descend.
For sure.
Then you would be like, this is what I'm talking about.
You know who I think we just learned our lesson on? About maybe we were all a little too harsh on him because his team looks absolutely like the worst team in the league without him is Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
We were all kind of a little bit like, he's not really that good, blah, blah, blah. The Dolphins look terrible without him.
Terrible.
So I think that's like an example. Like, well, sometimes the guy is pretty good.
And this is an even worse situation. Like Miami still has weapons.
Right.
If Tua, like as Tua has
Right.
gone down. If Mahomes has not played so far this season, they are 0-6 easily.
Yeah, because you need him in those crunch time playoffs. I'm so dumb. I was like, imagine if Patrick Mahomes had Tyreek Hill. I was like, oh shit! No, I know she was a thing.
You missed a giant chunk of the NFL.
Who's your like teams out, like barely out?
The Bucks. The Bucks. They just lost everybody, and
They're not coming back.
their whole
That
offense.
sucks,
Their
man.
whole offense was Godwin and Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Mike Evans has a hammy, which is tough to come back from at his age.
Especially
He's
his
obviously
age, yeah.
older, and Godwin's ankle went left. Like that's just what like
Jeez.
like so
Poor
like
guy.
that and like Baker's good, but he's good in like unison with those wideouts.
What are you laughing at?
Godwin's ankle just went left.
No, but like and then like even if you
It's gonna look very different throwing to McMillan and Sterling Shepard.
even if you get aggressive and you get, Kirk and Sutton, it's not the same because
Right.
Mike Evans is a Hall of Fame wideout, and Godwin was having his best career year
Right.
after he was already been an underrated player. It's the Bucks. Yeah, Bucks are that just sucks.
Any problems with the list, guys?
Man, maybe the Ravens should be a little bit higher, but
It's the 4, 5, and 6. It's so hard to rank them because I love them all like equally. They're all good. They're all Bills got better. Packers are peaking, and Ravens are on a fighting win streak.
I'd say give me the Ravens over the Packers and Bills. Maybe the Vikings.
I was kind
I'd
of thinking
say
the
over the
same
Vikings.
thing.
Maybe
too.
the Vikings
I was
as well.
thinking the same thing.
Ravens, yeah.
I put Ravens at 4. I put Bills at 5. Maybe Packers keep them at 6. I mean, the Ravens are running the ball better than anyone in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
That's how you win games. You want to keep the best player off the field,
And
run
then
that ball.
And then they're adding Keaton Mitchell to this
Right.
running attack. Yeah, it was. I debated the Bills and Ravens. I just went with the team that I just like the Bills a little more. And I don't really know why. I think Amari Cooper kind of put him over the top here, but yeah, these are
And
two
I
good teams.
I hold still to the fact that the bubble's going to burst in the Commanders. They're not an actual top 10 team, but I understand why they're on your list. They're 5-2. You have to put them on here, but I think that's not real.
You know who might
Big question marks for me. I don't know. Eagles and Steelers. I don't know. I love them on the list, but I don't feel that. I feel better about the Eagles. Want to see them do it against a really good team, and then with Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh,
That's why I put him 10. Like I don't.
we'll see.
We'll see. Like, yeah, they beat a good team, good quality Jets team, but still Russell Wilson. And watching that game, it's just a lot of 50-50 balls.
Also, a Jets team that hasn't we all say it's quality. They haven't really beat anyone yet.
We don't even know if they're
we
good.
still hope. We're still hoping.
Jets are so weird. On
Jets
paper,
are so far off your list right now.
yeah, they're on paper, this is one of the best rosters I've ever seen in my life, and they're
It
terrible.
makes no sense.
They
how
have-
stacked they are.
They have a 3 deep wideout room because Mike Williams is still
They
gone.
have the best receiver room in the league. No,
One of them.
Yeah.
One of them. You have a very good backfield, a offensive line that's passable. It's not
Yeah.
great, but it's passable.
Yeah.
And then you have the freaking defense, and they're 2 and 5.
5.
That's ridiculous.
I don't understand. I don't understand. They have a worse record than they had last year with Zach Wilson.
They were 4-3 at this point last season.
4 and 3.
4-3. They added Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, albeit for 1 week.
Yeah.
And improved
Braden
offensive
Allen,
line.
improved offensive line.
Yep.
And they're 2 games worse.
But don't worry.
I don't understand it.
It was Robert Sala's fault. That's who. That's now it's
Who's
Robert
in
Saleh.
Green
No,
Bay now?
Who was
Who's
it?
in Green Bay?
I think Nick Wright, who's not a big Aaron Rodgers guy.
You're not quoting Nick.
No,
Wright
no,
on
no,
this show.
no. But he said something good. He's like,
He never says
they're
anything
running.
good.
They're running out of excuses. Aaron
Yeah.
is like it was Salah, then it was this, and it was that, and now it's like Adams has only had 1 week. Like they're not touching this list anytime soon.
Yeah. That's the top 10. You guys have anything else for it?
Greg mentioned it, I think, last week. It was a show that we weren't on. And I'm going to ask you guys. I'm not even going to give my opinion because you guys can just think I'm whatever. I'll ask. Is Sam Darnold, is that bubble about to pop right now? Are we about to see we're going to see now the Vikings are to come down to earth and be like, okay, they're not weeks 1 through 5 Vikings. Now there's film on Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's back to what we know him to be. Is that a possibility I'm asking all 3 of you.
I mean, yeah, it's always possible because Sam Darnold and he left 2 teams because of he wasn't what he once was or what he was supposed to be. But I just trust O'Connell to get the best out of any quarterback.
Yeah.
And he's talented. He's been talented. And now they're getting Hawkinson back. They still have Justin Jefferson. Addison's still awake. He's not sleeping on the sidewalk.
I guess the question I'm asking, can that go all the way to February?
Well, have you seen the rumors? We didn't talk
Yeah.
about it today.
It was a weird rumor about the Vikings.
Yeah, some guy I think who has association with Fantasy Flock or some organization, so give him some kind of credibility. Something Settleman, I forgot his name. Sorry, but he floated out the idea or the rumor that he had heard from a source that Sam Darnold was about to be traded for Matthew Stafford, and Stafford was going to rejoin with Kevin O'Connell, and then Sam Darnold was going to get an extension with the Rams. Seems like one of those
wild scenarios.
There was even a report that the entire, maybe not the entire, but the majority of the Minnesota Vikings organization flew out to L.A. to watch the game because the Vikings are playing the Rams tomorrow night.
The game's on TV.
For what? Just to
to
scout
get
Stafford
to
one
get
more
it
time?
in person look.
Or
at
you could just
Stafford.
turn the TV on.
You're gonna put everybody on a plane.
Look, if you don't know Stafford by now, then you just don't know. He's been in the league about 15 years.
Also, is this a little bit of like, well, you don't really understand. Like, you can't just like, let's just switch quarterbacks
Yeah.
in week 8.
yeah.
Has that ever?
That doesn't seem like as clean as people are making it sound.
So what's I always blank on his name, the head coach of the Vikings.
Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, I feel
Such
like
a Packer fan.
What's
his name again?
No, he's very good. It says, but I feel like that question you guys, can that work? I feel like with him it can work.
Well, he's been with Stafford before.
Yeah.
he's,
Well,
he's,
yeah, that-
he's a
no,
Sean
but
McVay coaching tree guy.
I guess what I'm saying though is like to switch in the middle of the year.
Yeah,
and be
that's
now we got to
wild.
figure out a whole new thing. With him, it can work.
Why would the Rams do it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too.
Just a rebuild, I guess.
I mean, you kind of get the sense that they want to do right by these guys, like Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford, kind of send them somewhere where they can succeed in the twilight of their career.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
It seems a little far-fetched for me.
I'm still on the side of you're only 2 games out first place, Rams. Why don't you just
I
go
know.
for it? Well, just go for it. Why don't you say F them picks again, start training
I
for a
was
bunch
gonna
of
say
guys.
that's
and
what
then
their thing has been.
Make a run for it and give Stafford one more chance to do it. You have all these guys that are free. You know, you could have now Rex already signed, but there's guys out there that are
Imagine
tradable.
if they could go get like Max Crosby.
Yeah, like I don't. That's what like you're only 2 games out. Stafford's still good. Puka's coming back. Cooper Kupp, he is what he is now. But you found depth in that wideout room. Your defense is still solid. I don't understand the sell-off thing.
And yeah, that whole division too. I mean,
and
just
you've
outside
shown-
of the division's wide open right now.
I'm willing to give Sam Darnold some more time here, too. Like,
Yeah.
I get that people are afraid because it's Sam Darnold. He's done it before. But, he didn't like, struggle last week. Went 1-1, 259 yards, 22 for 27 against Detroit.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
Like,
I'm pretty high on.
so he's had one bad game this year.
Yeah.
One bad game this year. By the way, they lost their first game last week against what we all think is the number 1 team in the NFC. What we all think the team that right now will win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think the panic on Sam Darnold is a little bit I don't know where that's coming from. I think they're just fine for right now.
Yeah. Sam Darnold, I would trust him still, and they're and like I said, they can Hockenson back, so they're gonna have their full repertoire of weapons at the right time when they're about to play the NFC North, their own division. Yeah, Vikings are. It's a good question though, because Sam Darnold is still Sam Darnold. Like we can't just look over the last 5 years of him.
I got one more question for you. It's never happened before. Like I said earlier in the show. At what point do the Bears enter, and all 4 of these teams make the playoffs? How far are the Bears away?
They're 11. They're playing the Commanders this week. That's a top 10 team, and the Bears are hot. If they come in and win, how am I not going to put them on the top 10 list if they beat the number 8 team? Who are the the
Bears are 4-2.
Bears are 5-2.
4-2.
4-2.
And then who's the other team that's 4-2 in the NFC North? Isn't it the Packers?
No, we're 5-2.
No. Packers are 5-2. Lions are 5-1. Vikings are 5-1.
Okay, so they're 1 game behind.
Yeah, that's a tough division. God,
man.
sheesh.
I don't know. I think we're sleeping on the Bears.
No,
I think we're sleeping on them.
Caleb Williams is just. This is how rookies are supposed to do. Like, yeah, you did bad because it's the NFL. Better and better and better and better.
Are we to the point now where Caleb Williams is underrated?
We might be number 1 overall pick.
Because it always happens, right? Like that post-hype,
Because
underrated stuff.
Jay Daniels came out just out the gate pretty good.
Well, no, I'm saying him personally. Like when you're so hyped and you come out and start the way he did, and everyone just cools off on you.
Yeah, and like leaves you alone.
And it leaves you alone, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's actually like one of the best starts in NFL history at quarterback.
That might have been the best thing that ever happened to his early career so far.
Yeah.
Is like flame out early, so there's no
Have
pressure.
Jaden Daniels doing his thing.
There's no pressure. There's no spotlight. No one expects anything from you because like, oh, this guy's a bust. And now you're
He
beating.
has a pretty we got to remember one of the cushiest rosters to ever fall to a number 1 quarterback.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because he still has that defense. He still has the weapons. Keenan Allen's been in and out, but he still has the weapons. And he doesn't have the coach. But, he has a lot of things around him that, like, the support system.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of sleeping on the Bears.
Honestly, they've had like a weird schedule. They were in a bye last week,
Yeah.
right after playing in London. And I think
Right.
that London game was his best game of his career so far.
Right.
Not many people watched it. It's the Bears and the Jags early in the morning. I don't think a lot of people watch that game. They go into a bye, so they've kind of been out of the spotlight the last 2 weeks. So, I mean, they're looking to bounce back, and that just got flexed into the Sunday night game, right? Bears Commanders.
Yeah.
So it's the perfect time for him to show up and show out.
Caleb Williams, since that rough start in those 3 games, since then the 3 games has gone 7 touchdowns, 1 interception.
And his next 3 games are against the Commanders, the Cardinals, and the Patriots. Those are.
Let's get ahead of this.
Let's
get ahead of this here.
This seems like I mean, you have them.
They're gonna have 4 teams make the playoffs.
I mean, we'll pick games tomorrow, but
Can we put money on that? God, we're in California. We can't put money on anything.
thanks a lot. Knew somebody. So many names were in my head. So many names.
Schwarzenegger. Kamala.
No, like so next this week tough game, Commanders, whatever you want to lean that way, but very beatable Arizona team, and then you play at home versus New England. New England, Drake May rookie quarterback playing well, but the team's not that great. They can very much go 3-0 here so that would make them 7-2. That before they play their own NFC North. It's incredible. Good for the Bears being hyped and then and then slept on and now back to being like at a level playing ground.
Totally sucks.
Yeah, if a Packers fan, that NFC North, like my list, top 5, 3 of the teams are in the NFC North.
Yeah, I mean, we were definitely a year off it.
Yeah.
Remember 2 years ago we were talking about the NFC North about to blow up. We were wrong about that, but now you're seeing this. The Bears back. Do you have that schedule? Because I know I know it's pretty brutal.
I got it.
It's
But
like the whole division.
But this is what teams do though. You're supposed to beat these bad teams. You're supposed to show out, and you're going to go on these good games. I don't have the Bears making the playoffs just because I know the back end of that schedule is brutal. But I see what the Bears are doing, how much they're improving. They could snag a win or 2 against some of those tougher teams.
After that New England game where we go Drake May versus Caleb Williams, by the way.
That's fun.
It's fun.
At Green Bay, at Minnesota. Sorry. Home to Green Bay, home to Minnesota, at Detroit, at San Francisco, at Minnesota, home to Detroit, home to Seattle, finish the season in Green Bay.
It's a tough.
Very, very tough.
But I think if you win these next 3 games, you give yourself they would be 7-2. You
Yeah.
give yourself a little bit of leeway. I know it's a tough division. A little bit of leeway. That way, if you lose a game, it's not the end of the world.
So
That's a tough schedule.
He named off 6 games there, Joe? 6 or 7 games left. Like after
seven.
After the
okay,
next
so
3,
like
yeah.
if you're at 7-2, win 3 of those the 7 games.
Just go 500.
I think you could sneak in the playoffs with 10 wins.
So, Sorry, I was doing something else while you were reading off. It's the whole division and Seattle, right? Is their last
Basically, I think.
7
Seattle
games?
and the Niners.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
Right, yeah.
Not Seattle.
That's a tough schedule, man.
Yeah, Seattle that's a disappointing team. But at that point, the Niners should have CMC back at least, so they'll be at least better than what they are now. Well, we don't know.
I'm not going to confidently say
CMC's
that.
legs aren't working currently, but yeah, Bears are an interesting team.
Let's wrap Angels Heavenly Top 10 for week number 8. That's our show for today. Thanks for joining us. We will see you again on Friday with a brand new show. We'll do some picks. We'll do some Friday's questions, Sunday's answers, and go through every game and say a quick word about it.
Yeah, should be a good time. Looking forward to it.
Have a good week. We'll see you Friday. Bye.
Peace.